Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Last Tech. So today we're working on a Frick 600 horsepower compressor. You've seen me work on the same style compressors before, but never this one directly. This is the same compressor we worked on, same style compressor we worked on, but the other ones I replaced shaft seal in one of them, and then I replaced I got the compressor rebuilt on the other one. So this one here, we're just going to replace the shaft sealing. We're gonna replace it because it's leaking, right? But in order to figure out why the shaft seal is leaking, we got to do a thrust check inspection. And the thrust check inspection checks. There's two types of inspections when you have to do this on this style machine here. You have to check the end play and the end tolerance. The end play checks the bearings, and the end tolerance checks the rotor, the male rotor to the discharge wall, to make sure you're within spec. And the end play inspection tolerance is going to be from 1,000 to 5,000, and end clearance inspection is going to be between 6.5 thousandths and 11 thousandths of an inch. So I'll be using a dial indicator with a magnetic base to perform this inspection. My dial indicator has increments of 0.001 inch of a thousandths all the way up to 100 thousandths, and another smaller gauge that goes all the way up to 1,000. So we can do that inspection with confidence that we're going to be able to figure out what's going on. So this inspection can only be done with pressure off the machine. So you have to isolate the machine, valve it all off, lock it out, tag it out, do your normal routine, and then once all the ammonia is out of the machine and a 0 psi atmospheric pressure, you could then perform your inspection. So first thing you're going to check your end play. And your end play is going to be checking the bearing. So that has to what's going to happen. You're going to take the center coupling out, and you're going to make sure that when you position the end halves of the coupling, that you want to make sure you leave at least a 2x4 width length between the couplings, so you can put a good force on forward force on the shaft of the compressor. So using the motor side, so you don't take it off, don't let it slide, just bring them close enough, 2x4 length, and so you can get some prying action between each halves of the coupling. And then make sure that also you have enough clearance on the other side to stick the 2x4 in on the compressor side, so you can do the same exact thing, you can pull it out. So it's very critical you do that so you can get enough force on there to be able to move the coupling. And your 2x4 should be no longer than 24 inches long. Okay, so cut your 2x4 is easy, Home Depot, your 2x4, you paint it, do whatever you want with it. But just make sure you use that because it's soft, it's not going to damage the coupling, and it's going to give you enough force on there to perform your inspection. And so when you do the end play, you do not take the cover plate face off the compressor, the seal cover plate. You leave that on, so everything's intact. You just take it, you pull it out, set your gauge, let it go in, fully go back in, and record your reading. So that's gonna give you your total end play clearance. Your end play tolerance, and your tolerance should be between 1,000 and 5,000ths of an inch. If it's more than that, you have problems. Okay, probably have to send the compressor out for an overhaul. And then do the end clearance inspection. That's going to be checking your male rotor discharge, the male rotor to the discharge wall, and make sure that you have that clearance. That clearance is supposed to be within 6.5 thousandths to 11 thousandths. Your clearances are going to be different depending on what machine you're working on. These are my clearances that I'm using for this machine here. They're on Frick's website, or you can call Frick directly and get these clearances that you need to perform these type of inspections in your machine. So I'm going to go ahead and get inside, and the machine's already pumped out, so I'm going to get inside, get my tools in there, and get my 2x4 ready to go, and perform this inspection. See you inside. Alright guys, I got the old seal here, so I'm going to open up the new seal, just compare, make sure they're the same. Be very careful with these seals, they're very expensive. Rick is really proud of their seals. Customer doesn't want to buy another really expensive seal if you drop or break it or whatever. An unboxing from the seal, so check it out. So here it is here. I got the old seal here. And I got the new seal right here. So it comes with some cool instructions. Yep. It looks like it. Nice legal size document there. And then it comes with the seal. So it comes with this nice chevron outer seal. It goes in the cover plate, and here's the actual install tool. So it goes on for installation. That's nice. Here's a nice install tool. Some of their seals don't come with this. This is really nice that this one comes with it. Very, 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 very cool. And then we got the actual seal here. We're going to inspect our pins. If we have to replace our roll pins, or the roll pin goes inside the spacer ring, and this one goes inside the shaft on the end over there. Typically, you got to kind of warm the shaft up a little bit, not too much. Get it nice and warm. Yeah, to get this thing out of there. So we'll see if we have to replace those. And then it comes with your O-rings for. But the problem here wasn't the O-rings. It was probably heat stress, debris. I don't know if you can see that. But there's some damp, rough. It's really rough here. It comes from a little bit from the outer. There's a lot of outer damage here too on this as well. So a lot of it's just heat related with these things. So you'll put the new one in, use some STP, pop the new one in. Get it in there. Let's compare it to the new seal here. So here we are here. I'm gonna get this rag here. Make sure the part numbers all match up. There's a compressor manufacturer that actually changed their seal type. It wasn't Frick, but there's another compressor manufacturer that actually changed the type of their seal. And when I got the replacement seal, it was way different. And I returned it. Because I didn't know that they changed the type of their seal. It didn't go in the same way the original seal came out. So it didn't come with any kind of instructions on how to do it. So I called the after taking the seal back. He said, no, this is the correct seal. And then they gave me instructions on how to put it in. And it fit. Yeah, it did fit after that. Never try to force anything in. If it doesn't look the same, always call the manufacturer, make sure that seal is the correct seal for you. So you see here, the seal seat is definitely not really worn down that much for being only a couple years old. Almost looks new. but it does have some damage to it. So that's most likely caused from heat. These machines do run in the vacuum, and they high compression ratios, and they discharge around 120 to 130, maybe even not in the summertime around 140 psi, and that causes severe heat range from 165 to 185 degrees. 185, my compressor starts backing off, trying to preserve it, but it's always high heat. You'll see some compressors, they run around 130 to 140 degrees. You know, these ones don't run like that. They're thermal siphon cooled, oil cooled machines, and that itself only can provide so much cooling. So what we're gonna do, we got this kind of cleaned up here. I'm gonna go ahead and just match up the part numbers real quick to make sure they're the same. And so actually this seal is from 2014, so it's been it's almost been quite a while, 10 years since I replaced this seal. Well, it's a couple years off, so maybe. So this one's 11/22, date's 11/22 on this one. This one's 7/14. This is when it was manufactured. So I think I replaced this about maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I'm not 100% sure, but it's been quite a while before I touched this. But this one was 11/22 when this was manufactured. So let's see here. We got 539-0325-027. Cool. And then 534C07-01H04. Yep, same seal. So, yeah. So we're good here. It's the same seal. I'll go ahead and put that back in this protective here. Let's just check the stationary to make sure it's correct. Oh, sorry, the rotating. Rotating comes all sealed up. You don't want any rust on this one. The carbon seal, can't really get rust on it. You can get rust on the outer housing on it, but you can't really get rust on that line. But it is sealed. They'll touch the face, even this one, with their fingers, and you're not supposed to do that. Okay, do not do that at all. So we'll take it apart and we'll show you the rust preventative that's on there. You can kind of see it. It's kind of glossy, milky coating that's on there, and it's not shiny. This isn't shiny anymore. So what we'll do is we'll make it shiny. We'll get a nice lint-free rag. Boom. One of these guys here. And then with the mating, it's down here, but we're going to get a little bit of solvent on another one of these here. Get some solvent. I used using solvent LV. It's not anything they had listed in there, but this is what we use here, California. Yep. So you can tell right away that just by doing this, it took off all that grease and all this still kind of coated here. You kind of still see the coating right here. So we're gonna take this, and we're gonna take. Oh yeah, it's coming right off. Beautiful. Now it's completely shiny. It's lost its. Still pretty. You don't want to put solvent on the O-ring. Just where I want you to put it. You know. And there you go. That's all cleaned up, ready for use. This didn't look like it had anything on it. And you remember, you don't want to get any solvent on that O-ring. Looks good. Always wear gloves. Put that back in there. We'll go inside and we'll wipe down. Clean those parts really well. Remember my last video, make sure these parts are extremely clean when doing it. We're going to go ahead and put this face down on this nice surface in here. I'll put a rag in there, protect it. Okay. Perfect. Right. And then put the cardboard back in here. And I'll put this back on here. Okay. And then we're good to go. guys, went ahead and put that shaft seal in. The end play checked out okay. It was 2 on the end play, 2 thousandths on the end play, and 6.5 on the end clearance. So yeah, that checks out okay. We're good to go. As far as the shaft seal, I got it in. I got it pressure checked. It did not leak. The GoPro died. I had to charge the batteries up. I didn't have any extra batteries. Just went through like 3 batteries filming this, so I had to turn the battery up so I can do this outro here. But yeah, everything's all ready to go, and we're out of here. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for tuning in. Bye.